Hello everyone, and welcome to this new episode of Bull Voices, our first episode in English. This podcast series is dedicated to the professions we have here at Bull. Today, we're joined by Michal, an AI and data engineer who will tell us about his role and the impactful projects he's working on. So, hi Michal, thank you for being here today. So you are a senior AI and data consultant. What kind of studies did you undertake and what did you do before taking on this position?
Hey, Flor. Thank you for having me. So I actually studied on this Czech Technical University in Prague, where I actually studied AI. So I ended my studies 3 years ago, but I joined Enterprise AI before. So I kind of joined in the middle of my studies for half time, and before Enterprise AI, I was actually a software engineer for one of the companies in my hometown. So I have quite a technical background. I was always interested in AI, but let's say I didn't have the proper knowledge, which I gained on the university. So that's when I decided to finally take also the job in this field.
Okay, so what exactly are your tasks on a daily basis and what challenges do you face?
So I would say I don't really have a typical day maybe, but the tasks, because now I'm mostly a, let's say, project owner or an architect. So my responsibilities, they are to first scope with the client what they want to do, how they want to use data and AI to have an impact. So we need to first brainstorm. So if I'm in this phase of the project, it's mostly talking with the client, thinking what is valuable for them. Once we agree on the roadmap, on the scope, then I'm responsible also for staffing. So I need to look for the relevant people which might help me deliver the project. And then once the project starts, the typical duration of the project is, I would say, 3 to 6 months, maybe sometimes up to a year or two. We need to ensure with the customer that we are still on track, that we are delivering the value the customer wants. So it's a lot of alignment, a lot of management of the team, making sure everyone is happy within the team. And also, since we are doing the projects for big corporations, we also need to align with their security teams, with their enterprise architecture teams. So there is a lot of alignment going on. And the challenge is, like, in every phase of the project, it is different. Yeah. So when we have an initial call with the customer, like, no one really knows what needs to happen. They only have some really vague ideas. So really the challenge is to find a common language, speak their language, get a feeling of their domain, and to really be able to transform it into the technical solution. So this is the challenge. And then throughout the project, I wouldn't say it's a challenge, but consumes maybe most of my time to really ensuring the team is working well, that everyone is happy, everyone feels good on their position, and also removing the blockers from the team so they can really focus on bringing the value and ensuring the smooth delivery. So those would be maybe the, not really challenges, but what is consuming the most time, maybe most puzzling pieces of the thing.
Why did you choose to work in AI?
Yeah, so I was always amazed by the fact that you can make the computers actually think, and not only doing like the predictable thing, but you can teach them based on some data what to understand the problem. And it was also at the university like deeply mathematical topic, and I always enjoyed math. So it was kind of a natural choice for me to explore this field also in my work life.
Okay. And so how has your field evolved since the beginning of your career? Because AI is a very fast evolving field.
Yeah, so actually I lived through the, let's say, deployment of the large language models, which really transformed the field a lot. So this is what nowadays people call AI, those basically AI agents, large language models. But before, when I started, AI was something slightly different because those things, the ChatGPT, like things, they didn't exist. So we are using more classical machine learning approaches to solve problems for the clients, which we still do now in enterprise AI, but it's nowadays much more focused on the AI or AI agents, the large language models, and how those things can help. So it really evolved from this classical, let's say, data science, when it was a lot about the data wrangling, finding the right features for the model, and then tweaking the model, and like setting up the life cycle of the model, into really those more enterprise integrations of AI or LLM, large language models. So there's been a big evolution. Basically, now a lot of the work I see around me is somehow around AI agents and not that much about the classical machine learning, which was previously the case.
You were talking about machine learning and the fact that it's different from AI today. So how is it different?
The fundamental difference is when you are doing classical machine learning, you are basically training the models, which are then giving you the predictions yourself. So you need to have the training data, you need to clean the data and train the model and evaluate the model. With those big foundational models, the large language models, they are trained basically for you. So you are working with the finished model, but you need to build much richer infrastructure around the model itself. So I would say this is the fundamental difference, that previously it was more about training the model, making sure the model is stable, the model is reliable. Now it's more about leveraging the existing models, but putting some more rich infrastructure around those models, which are trained by the big frontier labs such as OpenAI or Anthropic or Google.
And how would you see the future of your field then?
Yeah, that's an interesting question. I would say that for those agentic AI, that it will be really shaping the field in a way that people will not be the ones doing the work, but they will be more piloting the agents powered by those big models to do the actual work. So people will be actually able to accomplish more thanks to the AI agents. Yeah, but I still believe there will need to be this human judgment at the end. So the humans will still need to be controlling the thing. But I believe that it will be transformed in a way that the people, thanks to it, will be actually capable of doing more. And I think it will be less and less important how technically skilled the people are, but it will be more and more important how they understand the domain they are working in. So they will need to really understand the business problems rather than understanding the technology to the very last detail. Because I think this bridging between technology and business problem will be the most valuable thing. So I believe people will be transformed more into this business solvers rather than really technical wranglers. So that's my vision, at least.
Actually, you are working on an agent platform for a pharmaceutical company. Could you please explain what it is exactly and why it is important?
Yeah, sure. So it's really an exciting project, and so we are part of the bigger team inside this pharmaceutical company. And what they are building is they are building this platform for bioinformaticians, so they can discover drugs more easily. And what we are doing, we are delivering this agentic or AI capabilities to democratize the usage of the different scientific workflows and the discoverability of different scientific data sets for as much users from this company as possible. So they don't need to have the deep technical knowledge, but they can use the platform, for example, using only natural language. So one of the interface we are building into the platform, this is a chatbot, which helps you navigate the platform. It helps you find the workflows you might need for your problem, and it helps you find the data you might need to solve your problem, and then you can run the workflows with this data. And the next phases, we will be also building kind of this predictive assistant where we will be also able to predict which workflows you might want to run next in order to get you closer to discovering the new drug. So it's kind of drug discovery acceleration using AI.
Okay, wow. And do you have other projects you're working on that are also exciting?
Yeah, so I would say this takes like 60% 60% of my focus, but what, for example, where I'm also contributing is this how to set up this agentic AI into an insurance company. So how can you use agents or agentic AI, for example, for automated claims handling? So let's say you have an insurance, you have some accident, and then you want to submit your claim. And nowadays it's partly automated, but humans do most of the work. So what we are building is a system which helps you also automate this using AI agents. And it's really interesting because at the end of the day, it lies on the same infrastructure, on the same principles as this drug discovery acceleration, even though those two domains are really, really different, but it's really lays on the same foundation.
Would you have any advice for someone wanting to work in AI as well?
That's interesting question. So I would say maybe try to play with it yourself. Nowadays, it's really democratized because you can prototype things very easily thanks to the AI agents, which can help you play with many things. So I would say try it, chat with your favorite chat interface about what AI is, about your skill set, and what you can improve on yourself to be able to also work in this field if this is what you are interested in. And I would also encourage to go to university and select some AI programs, because even though sometimes the subjects on university might not be the best, overall the university experience, the contacts, and it teaches you like the ability to solve problems, which I think is it's really an important skill in this field. Nowadays, a lot of people, they can just generate stuff which they don't understand, and then they present it. So I would really encourage everyone to have the critical thinking, really, to review the outputs the AI is giving you, because like the AI for me is just an amplifier. So if you are putting bad things, or if you don't understand the things you are creating with AI, it just amplifies that you don't understand it, right? But if you understand it well, if you understand the structure, if you review what AI is giving to you, if you give it proper instructions, then it amplifies this as well. So I would really say have the discipline. Don't fall into the trap. But no, I don't have a specific advice apart from just focus on it and be aware of it. So maybe some evangelization from professors, from everyone, like talking to each other, discussing how you use AI, and keeping in mind that you need to use AI responsibly, and that means still having the judgment in your brain and not in AI. More people exploring means more people can contribute, which is always a good thing. So that'd be maybe the last thing to add.
Okay, that is perfect. Thank you so much for your time, and good luck for your project.
Thank you for also.
Dear listeners, thank you for your attention, and stay tuned for the next episodes of Bull Voices, where we'll be diving into more exciting roles and career journeys at Bull. See you soon!